on the breaking news right now. I want to bring in Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff of California. Congressman, thanks so much for joining us. So first of all, what's your reaction to this decision from the U.S. Supreme Court to even take this case and hear these arguments about presidential immunity?
It's really hard to understand the decision, Wolf, except that it is likely some of the justices simply want to assist Donald Trump in delaying the resolution of this case in the hope of pushing his trial off past the election. If that were to happen, then of course Donald Trump would try to, if successful in the election, make the whole case go away. And I say that as a very likely motivation for some of these justices, because there's no reason to take this case. The legal and constitutional issues are not difficult. If a president was immunized in trying to overturn a presidential election, that would mean that any subsequent president could call out the military, could seize ballot boxes, and if they were ever prosecuted for it, they would be held immune. And that would be the end of our constitutional system. The ultimate check on a president's power is the ability to vote them out of office. You take away voters' ability to do that by saying you're immune from essentially trying to overturn the election, and it's chaos. So first, the Supreme Court says to the special counsel, we're going to make you go to the Court of Appeals, even though you've asked us to decide this in an expedited basis. And then they do go to the Court of Appeals. They get a very sound judgment, unanimous three-judge opinion, very well reasoned. And they say, OK, having sent you to the Court of Appeals, now we're going to take up the case anyway. Hard to conclude it's not for the purposes of delay.
I want to play for you, Congressman, one of the arguments that the Trump attorneys made before the lower appellate court. Listen to this.
Could a president order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival? That's an official act in order to SEAL Team 6?
He would have to be and would speedily be, impeached and convicted before the criminal prosecution.
Yes or no question. Could a president who ordered SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival who was not impeached, would he be subject to criminal prosecution?
If he were impeached and convicted first. And
so your answer is
no. My answer is qualified yes.
Sources tell CNN, Congressman, that even Trump's lawyers don't necessarily expect to actually win on the merits of this case. What do you think?
I don't think they expect to win either. That's such an absurd argument. The extension of that argument is you could murder the Senate Majority Leader, prevent an impeachment trial going forward, and therefore protect a president or former president from any kind of criminal liability. That's absurd. I think they know they're going to lose this case, but as we have seen from Trump lawyers in case after case after case, long preceding his presidency, but during his presidency, now after his presidency, the goal is to deny justice by delaying justice, and they may just succeed. If the oral arguments are in April and a decision doesn't come out until May or June, and Judge Chutkan at the district court says they're going to have 3 months after that to prepare, then you're right in the fall up against the election. That bumps up against the Department of Justice policy of not normally taking legal action in close proximity to an election. I think the issue here is the proximity to the election is because of the defendant's own conduct, his effort to delay the proceedings. In that case, I would hope that the trial goes forward whenever it gets sent back to Judge Chutkan.
Do you have any issue, Congressman, with the amount of time it actually took for the U.S. Justice Department to bring this case against Trump?
I do, absolutely. And indeed, during the first year and a half, I raised this issue continually that the Justice Department seemed to be only proceeding against those that broke into this building where I'm standing and battered down those doors in front of me to the House chamber, or tried to. They went after the foot soldiers, but it was a very long time before they went after those who had essentially organized and incited this attack on the Capitol. That was a very costly mistake, and probably but for the work that we did on the January 6th committee in forcing the department to confront that evidence of Trump's complicity, he might not have been charged at all.
Will you accept the Supreme Court's ruling regardless of which way they decide?
I don't think we'll have any choice but to accept the court's ruling. But here, I think the court's ruling is going to be he has no immunity. The problem is, can we accept and live with the delay? And I don't think we have much choice here. Once again, Donald Trump trying to run out the clock. We have to hope and pray that voters reject him when they have a chance to vote this November, so that if the Justice Department and justice has not been served, that it will be served after the election.
Congressman Adam Schiff, as usual, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks.